Alright, Scorpio sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all Scorpios starting today, the 9th of January, 2025. I am reading today with this Tarot Grand Luxe, and I've already purified with this Eau Fraîche Verveine by Yves Rocher. You can find links to purchase each of these products right in the video description of this video on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Scorpios. Starting off with the Knight of Swords, followed by the Four of Swords, and then we have the Five of Cups. Okay, there's some conflict going on. There's inner conflict, and also you're being cautioned to not interact with conflict and not let people pull you into conflict. Not allow yourself to get riled up or take sides or just get roped into anything or hooked into anything. This Four of Swords is talking about how peace is your goal. And your best, over these next 2 weeks, your best course of action is disengagement and retreat from the conflict. That's not always the right response. Sometimes you have to get in there, but this is not the time for that, according to this reading. It's time for you to pull back, and not get involved in conflict with other people or have an opinion even on people's stuff, which can be challenging, because people want you to, that's what this Knight of Swords is all about. So now the Five of Cups is an inner conflict, and that's more challenging in a lot of ways because you can't always disengage with your inner conflict. So usually with this here, it's one of those that you have to feel your way through it. You have to feel what you're feeling to get to the other side of it. You can't avoid it. What we resist persists. Emperor, followed by the Chariot. Nice. And then we have the Two of Wands. Part of what this inner conflict that you're having to feel your way through is an impatience that things aren't happening quickly enough for you. That things need to be moving faster in certain areas, especially it looks like with work or career and things like that, or your own self-worth, your own feeling of what your role in the world is. And so many of you are feeling like you're not important enough, and that you're not doing what you came here to do, or something like that. You're having an identity crisis, and also a crisis of faith. And those things are doorways to something better. Those things are not necessary. It's not that it's necessary that you go through all of that, but when it's there, the Spirit can use it to propel you into a higher place. And that's what this is all about, this Chariot card. This Chariot card is saying, get in, I'll take you where you need to go. Get in and I'll take you where you need to go. So whatever you're feeling about yourself, or whatever you're feeling about your career or your work, or whatever this is that you're feeling that, that you're not enough or you're not good enough, all of that kind of stuff, whatever this is, take it with you for now and get into this Chariot and see what's on the other side of all of that. Because what's on the other side of all of that is peace. What's on the other side of all of that is peace and a release. And see, this Emperor card is telling you that it's up to you. It's up to you to lead your own life. It's up to you to be the decider. It's up to you to know what's right for you and what's not right for you. You're the emperor of your own empire. The empire is your life. And you're in charge. And that's daunting. It's daunting, especially if you don't think you're enough. If you don't think that, or if you're having that crisis of faith or that crisis of identity, it's important that you understand that when you're having those crises, that doesn't negate the fact that you're still the leader, that you're still the emperor. The emperor doesn't get a day off, and neither do you. You don't get a day off from being you. But what you do get is an inner advisor to let you know what to do and how to see things and how to get through one thing after the next after the next. So yes, you're in charge, but that doesn't mean that you're alone. And that doesn't mean that you have to come up with everything all by yourself. In fact, it's better if you don't. The people who are followers on the invisible planes come off as being leaders on the visible planes. People who think that they've got it all together are doing it their way and they're leaders on the invisible planes, they don't come off so well on the visible planes. So you want to be a follower on the invisible plane, and that's what this chariot is. This chariot is that inner guide saying, get in, I'll take you where you need to go. Don't worry about it. I got this. I got this. And really feeling on the inner planes that there is a power that knows everything and that you don't have to know anything. And that at each moment you can say, what do I do? How do I be? What do I say? Where do I go? And you'll be guided. You'll be led. You'll be directed. And the more you can retreat, this Four of Swords is the card of peace and retreat. The more you can do that, the more you can enter the silence, the better, because that enables you to always be at the ready in your life to know what to do. And so that's how you can both be an emperor and be a follower, be a holy child. Because yes, you're never going to not be the emperor, but you don't always have to know what to do. In fact, it's better if you never know what to do and allow that guide to drive. All you have to do is ride. You let your driver do the driving. And when it's time to make a choice, when it's time to say something, when it's time to ask something, you ask first. You get to that brief moment of silence, of retreat, and say, what now? What next? What next? You don't do that to people in the world. You don't say, what should I do? Don't. No. Unless they're really, really trusted advisors like a therapist or something like that. But no, the people in the world don't always, and it's not their fault, but they don't have your best interests at heart. And it's not that they're nefarious. It's not that they're evil or bad, or even that they're not to be, trusted as souls. It's just that they've got their own stuff to deal with. They've got they're nowhere near being able to get their own lives together, let alone have an opinion about yours. And they'll be very quick to have an opinion about yours because that gives them an opportunity to forget that they have to do their own stuff. So don't listen to other people right now. Other people are not your advisors. Your advisors are internal, and they are happening within the silence. And they will take you, speed you to your success, speed you to wherever you need to go. And get beyond these feelings of hopelessness, get beyond these feelings of not being enough, to the other side of that. Because you don't want to drive when you're feeling that way, because you're going to drive straight into the things that you don't want. Right? So it's good to notice. It's like, okay, I'm not feeling 100% today. I'm so glad I don't drive. I'm not feeling 100% today, so I'm glad I'm not the full-on decider. I can ask for help before I make my decisions. Because yes, you are the ultimate decider, but you can be the ultimate decider who is informed rather than coming off the cuff. Knee-jerk reaction, emotional responses, or making choices based on erroneous thoughts that you're not good enough, or that you're not enough, or that there's something wrong with you, or somehow you're damaged goods, or blah, 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 blah. All of this stuff that is not true. It's not true. It's just dissonance. It's dissonance caused by whatever. So your job is to, regardless of the dissonance that you might be experiencing, withdraw, move into that silence, even if it's just for a moment, and ask for help, and let your driver drive you. Let your advisor advise you, so that when you make your decisions and your choices, Scorpio, they are well advised. And you're going to do so well. You're going to do so well if you just heed the advice of this spread of moving into the silence before you make decisions or before you respond, and not to take advice from most anybody out there right now. That's not a forever thing, but it's just right now. Just right now, no. They're not the place to go. They're not the place to go. Unless, like I said, they're real trusted advisors. You know that they're not going to be doing some kind of, ego manipulation either, even if it's unknown to them. A lot of people are manipulative and they don't mean to be. And so we don't want to have resentment against, manipulative people necessarily, because they don't mean to be. It's just how they are. They can't help themselves. They really can't help themselves. Remember that line in the New Testament, forgive them for they know not what they do? It's literal. They don't know what they're doing. They're crazy. Most people on this planet are crazy. We are all infected with an insanity of the ego. And so we can't be expected to know how to advise one another necessarily. But good news, you don't need us. You've got a guide who isn't affected by the ego, who always does know the right thing, who is wise, and that will always be there for you so that you can make choices that are sound and that move beyond all of this noise and into the places where you want to be. And that those places are victory. You are on the road to victory, but you can't drive yourself there. You need to ride there. Let there be the chauffeur. An emperor wouldn't drive his own chariot. So, president wouldn't drive his own car, fly his own plane, right? So you're not supposed to drive the chariot. You're supposed to let it be driven. And when it's time to make choices and decisions, wait, listen to that inner voice within you, and you will know what to do much better than if you ask people, what should I do? No, not a smart idea. You're going to do great, Scorpio. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Until next time, blessed be.